Welcome to Light the Path, the podcast that brings you inspiring stories of courage, strength, and faith. Listen in as we explore how God's love and grace can inspire and motivate us to overcome life's challenges and light the path forward.
Hello, Pathfinders. Welcome back to Light the Path podcast. You are in for a special treat. As promised, we are continuing this conversation with the contributing authors of Abba's Daughter. It just was released March 8th, International Women's Day. And oh man, you have to make sure you get your hands on it. So we have LaToya Bilbo, who is a 14-time author. So Abba's Daughter is her 15th book. So hey, you know she's gonna have a wealth of knowledge and information to give. So help me welcome LaToya to Light the Path.
Hello everyone, how are you?
Hello, doing well. How about you?
Doing good.
Good.
Excited about being here.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. We've been spending so much time together. This has been beautiful. You know, I love community. I'm the oldest of 3 brothers, so I love when I can get with the ladies, get with the girls, get with the women. I'm just like, woo, sisters! It's my love. I love community, and I appreciate everything that you have brought to my life, LaToya. I mean, I've said it privately, but I want to say it publicly as well. With your books that you have written, Who Told You Were Naked, Speak Life Speakers. I read those within the last 2 years, and they have just profoundly, increased value in my life. So I just want to thank you, first of all, for that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for being a part, because it's been awesome having you as a teammate, as collaborating this year and the previous years along with the book group. So it's been amazing. So I've been loving it.
Yes, and I appreciate you so much. And so I want to know, because you got 14 books, this is your 15th book. What do you do for fun, sister? What do you do for fun? You always writing, you always you're a prayer warrior now. They always calling you to pray. You preaching. I mean, when you're not helping the saints, what do you do for fun?
Let me ask myself that question. What do I do for fun? Oh my God. I love football season. So that is part of my fun right there. You're talking about Monday nights, Wednesday nights. Sometimes it's on every day of the week. And so football is a passion for mine. I love it too, because I'm able to watch it with my spouse, with my husband. So we get into it together, and it's like, they be like, oh, the fellas want everybody to be quiet so they can watch the game. No, I want you to be quiet so I can watch the game, because I'm into this game. I'm trying to see what they're doing, who playing, what's the play, what's going on. So watching football is one of the things I like to do, so I can talk crap to family and friends on Facebook and everywhere else. So I have a good time with that. And also, I like to just jump in the car and go somewhere. I mean, I haven't cruised yet, or I haven't flown since 2007. So I got to go and adventure a little bit more, but I do like to travel and go different places and check out new things. So that's part of my fun right there. And writing is just my passion. So that's fun for me.
Okay. Good. Because I'm like, I need to see what else she be doing. She just popping these books out and contributing here and doing that. I mean, and also I failed to mention this, Created by Words. I mean, you're writing, coaching, publishing. So that's still something too. That's a whole nother avenue.
Yes, ma'am. I'm busy. They call me Busy Bee. So I'm busy.
Now, how are you feeling with your coach retiring? I mean, this is off topic, and I know y'all are here for Abba's Daughters, and we're going to get into that. But how you feel about your coach? How you feel about it? And I love you, LaToya. That's why I know I love you. This is agape love between you and I, because your team, I can't even.
You can't say the name, baby. You can't say the name.
Right, check. When I see your post, I just got to go over them. Just go ahead and say it.
Roll Tide, baby. Yes, ma'am. So about him retiring, I was kind of hoping he won this year, because I figured it was coming close since he's 70-something years old. So it's time for him to go ahead and enjoy his money, enjoy his retirement and his family. I was a little sad. But I think the guy that's coming in, DeBoer, I think he's going to do an awesome job. So he's getting his team together, and I don't think y'all need to sleep on Alabama now, because we still rolling.
Yes, he legacy. If anybody, you could say so many things about him, but legacy. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. He has a huge legacy, and to me, I'm going to step out there, and I'm not a fan, okay? But I think they do things with excellence.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's important.
So that's that. So let's talk about this, because I know you personally, being an introvert. Where do you get the boldness to be able to be so transparent with the things that you write and how you present yourself?
Well, if you see me in a crowd or you see me at a party, I'd probably be the one over there in the corner. I'd be sitting on the bench, not talking to nobody. It's too much going on, too many people, too much going on. And so after a minute or two, I'm done. I'm ready to go. So it's just too much. And so, being introverted, I'm usually pretty shy, pretty quiet. When I meet somebody, I'm not going to be the one initiating no conversation most of the time. The only way I would probably be doing that is if the Lord led me to say something. So he's going to have to push me and prime me to go ahead and say something to somebody. But other than that, somebody else got to start that conversation. But, so I'm like, how God going to call me to preach? I don't like public speaking. I don't want to talk in front of nobody. And you're going to call me to preach the word? I'm like, okay, God, this is big for me. So I was running, but I always say, do it scared. So that's where I'm coming from. When you got to do what you got to do it scared. Even if you don't like talking, you don't like speaking, if God has called you to do something, do it scared, because there's something behind that door of opportunity when you step out there. So fear, kind of held me captive for a long time with my mouth and opening up my mouth. But I believe that it's the Lord that has led me to be able to be like I am. So I'm introverted, extroverted, so kind of like in between, because being in ministry makes you extroverted. So you got to speak, right? You got to talk, you got to minister, you got to pray, you got to do all these different things. You got to move out of that fear in order to do those things. So that's kind of where the boldness comes from, and being transparent. The Lord told me back in 2011, you're going to be an open book. I said, oh God, they're going to know all my business, Jesus. But he said, you got to know who to say it to, use wisdom in that, so he gave me the different platforms to be able to release the different things in my stories. So being able to know where to say it, when to say it, who to say it to, because everybody can't handle your story. So you got to be transparent and vulnerable in the right places. So those are the things that kind of help me to be bold, is ministry. So it is God pretty much to help me to be transparent and bold like I am, because I'm shy, I'm quiet, I'm introverted, but I'm on the other side too. So I can do both. So I can be silly. I'm out there. I like to play. I like to have a good time as well. So that's me in a nutshell.
Okay, that's really good. And I think even though being a football fan, it's hard to be an introverted football fan. Your team is winning, losing. You got to bring your voice to it.
Yep, I got to act a monkey. So
no, I love that. I mean, because that just speaks to who God is. That speaks to his character by saying, you know what? I don't personally want to do this in my heart, but when God nudges you, Holy Spirit nudges you to say, okay, go ahead. And you like, okay.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So what made you say yes to be a contributing author for Abba's Daughters?
Well, first of all, y'all, my passion is writing. So when the opportunity came up, I love to write. I would do it for free. So if you love to do something that much and you would do it for free, you would do it, So when the opportunity came up, I heard about it. I was a little skeptical at first because I was a part of one before and I didn't really like the process or the aftermath of it. But man, when I heard about this one, I was like, they got their stuff together. This is organized. I felt God all on it. So I was like, yes, this is something that I want to be a part of. First of all, it's going to reach women. It's going to reach girls, even some men that are going to read the book. And if I'm called to purpose and I'm called to reach people and teach them and also see them healed, delivered, and set free, walking in their purpose, this is part of my purpose. I get to write part of my story so that somebody can be changed. So when I found out what it was and how we were going to write and everything like that, I was like, yeah, I'm all for it. And my yes opens doors. My yes gives me an opportunity. My yes unlocks doors for other people as well. And I can see that God is going to do something great. So when I'm looking into what it is that we're doing and how we're doing it, it's an opportunity for others to have their life changed. So I'm excited about that. I like to see people's lives changed and walking in purpose.
Yes, I mean, it was a beautiful thing. I'm gonna tell this a little backstory of it. So Rashonda, who is the co-visionary as well, Rashonda don't do DMs, but I'm like, I'm gonna DM. I'm gonna do the DMs because I need to touch base with people. I do have your phone number, but I know you respond fast with DM. So I'm like, okay, we need to DM LaToya, because me and LaToya and I had talked about previously, we were doing the book studies. We were talking about a writing workshop. And after our last one, I said, LaToya, this is our time. We need to get a writing workshop for next year. LaToya was like, okay. I talked to you a little bit, like you really didn't say yay or nay. And so we sort of left that alone. And so then Rashonda came to me with the idea. God released me to be able to be a part of the project. He also released me to do this podcast and then do one other project for 2023. And so I was so excited. And I was like, well, we got to get LaToya on board, because there's a writing element that we wanted to convey to the women as well. And Rashonda and I had just been in a couple, and you have been more seasoned. You're on your 14th book. So we're like, we need to get LaToya in here. So we go to LaToya's DM and we're like presenting the project to her. And she says just what she just told y'all. Like, okay, I've been with the anthology and it sort of went this way. And we were like, ooh, okay. And so I came back. I said, LaToya, here's the deal. We got our ducks in a row. They just ain't quacking yet.
That's exactly what you said.
Got the ducks in a row. I'm telling you, I'm like, it's legit. We got we got the plans, we got the blueprint. I mean, obviously, this is all Holy Spirit led and God led. And so when the ducks got the quacking, it's just been beautiful ever since.
Yes, all lined up. It was awesome.
Yes. So tell everybody your chapter and your title and a little brief synopsis. Don't give it all to them, because I want them to be able to also
read the book.
Get the book.
That's right. So my woman in the Bible, well, let me tell y'all, first of all, I wanted to choose Hannah. I had two women that I wanted to choose, and I said, I'm going to go with Hannah at first. And God's like, oh, you trying to keep it safe. He said, oh, no, you're going to go with Rahab. And I'm like, what? I say, all that people know about Rahab is she a prostitute. Others know the story if they're reading their Bible, but most of the time, if you ask somebody who Rahab is, they're going to tell you she was a prostitute, or she was a whore, or whatever word they use. But I'm like, I got to do what? Now, you really want me to get raw? I've told part of my story, but I didn't get that raw with it. So to talk about Rahab. So Rahab is my person, and my title is called The Redeemed Daughter. So I am the redeemed daughter through the story of Rahab and myself. So for 9 years, like I said, with Hannah, I wanted to use her because I could talk about the baby, but God said, no. You're going to talk about Rahab. You're going to talk about your story of how you overcame being out there in them streets, in them sheets and all that kind of stuff. So I had to do that with the redeemed daughter. So sometimes people forget about the lineage of Rahab. Hello, she had Boaz. Hello, she's in Jesus' lineage. You get it? She's in Jesus's bloodline. So it's like, man, she had a part to play. She was vital in the story. Sometimes we get overlooked because of our mistakes. We get overlooked because of what we've done and who we've done it with and where we've been. And I can look at myself like that. And unlikely to be chosen. Man wouldn't have chose me if they knew what I was doing out there in them streets. They wouldn't have chose me, but God said, that's who I'm choosing. That's my daughter. I'm going to choose her. So that's how I came with the Rahab storyline, to use Rahab in there. And so it's taken me from laying in them sheets to getting on them streets, baby, and getting people saved. So that's how I look at it. I'm like, in one way, you're doing this with men, but on this side, you want to see men's lives saved. You want to see them healed. You want to see them set free and delivered. You're not trying to manipulate them into them streets, or you're not trying to get manipulated in there by them either. So that's kind of who my person is. That's my story. I'm not going to tell too much more because I want you guys to read the book to get all of what's in there, all the juices and all the flowing. But yeah, just to know that you got to come out of those sheets and get on your knees and lay before the master at his feet.
Absolutely. And March 8th, International Women's Day, the ebook will be available $2.99. You'll be able to get that only for a limited time. So you want to definitely connect with LaToya. She's going to give you the information at the end to be able to get your physical copy. But LaToya, I have one more question that I wanted to ask you before I let you go. What did you learn about yourself throughout this process with the anthology?
So I learned about myself is that I don't give myself enough credit. Sometimes I'm so hard on me. I'm so critical of myself. I'm just hard on myself with a lot of different things. So even through this writing process, I learned how hard I am on myself. I even learned that I wasn't totally delivered from certain things that I thought I was delivered from. So in the process of writing, I seen areas that still needed some work. God said to me that you put this on reservation. You didn't really submit it to me. You didn't really give it to me. You put it on reservation in case you needed to come back to it again. And you'll see and understand that when you read my chapter. But you didn't really surrender. You didn't really submit it. You didn't really give it to me. And so I was like, oh my God, I did not know until I started writing and digging that that thing was still there, that it was laying dormant, just waiting for an opportunity to rise up. And that's exactly what it did. It began to rise up in me. So I had learned that about myself and just being critical of myself. And all I had to do was go and do what God called me to do. So just learning that I'm capable of more than I think I'm capable of through this process. And how much, and the workshops, like those was my first workshops that I done with the book. I did it with somebody individually, but to do it with a whole group, I was like, God, you all in and through this. And I am just so appreciative that I was able to be a part, to be able to do this, to let me know that, you know, this is God. God told me created by words was what this was going to be, because everything is created. Everything started with words. Everything was created by words. And so that's where that came from, created by words. So when you're writing your story, it's words. When you're releasing it, it's words. Somebody's life's going to be changed because of your words. And so words are so important. So that title, or not the title, but the company, the CEO of this Created by Words organization is here because there are people that have words that need to come out of their mouth and put it on the paper. So I'm excited about Abba's Daughters because it has taught me even some things about myself. And I know that women are going to be healed. They're going to be set free. They're going to be delivered. They're going to see themselves through the pages of this book. They're going to be able to relate. And it's a big thing when you can relate and then you can see that somebody overcame. So you know that I can overcome too because they overcame.
Absolutely. And I've been enjoying the group process, doing it all together with you ladies. And it's just been beautiful. And several ladies that were in the group book study reading your book have came to Abba's Daughters. So it just shows your character and how you also are drawing people to the kingdom. So I'm thankful for you. I appreciate you. Tell everybody where they can connect with you, not only to get Abba's Daughters, we want them to get that, but also the other books that you have available.
Yeah, you can connect with me on www.ladybilbobooks.com. So that's www.ladybilbobooks.com. And all my other connections, if you see right here on the screen with the link tree, just LaToya Bilbo on Linktree, and you'll be able to connect to everything that I got.
Okay, and y'all don't worry, I'm gonna put it right down here in the description box so that way you could just point, click, and shoot, because there are so many other books available by LaToya. And I was gonna try to get an exclusive and say, so what's next? What's going on? But we're gonna say that for another podcast. Y'all gonna have to come back when LaToya come back to find out what's next in 2024. But right now, Abba's Daughters, connect with LaToya also to get her other books. LaToya, thank you so much for your time and your attention. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm so appreciative for you having me on here on tonight. I'm loving it. I'm excited about what's coming. I'm excited about them doors that's about to bust wide open for Abba's Daughters.
Yes, absolutely. See you later.
All right.